Hi, this is John Forrester speaking to you from my kitchen in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where we are still on lockdown and the hunt is still on for the second suspect. I first heard about the shooting at MIT at about 11 last night. I went down there with my camera, wandering around, finding that the police were trying to set up a perimeter and checking all the bushes and around the cars for any explosives, I would imagine. The police told me to leave, so I headed back toward Kendall Square, and right by the T-stop I bumped into somebody who had just come out of one of the MIT buildings. He was evacuated. Here's what he had to say.
Basically, we were at a function at Walker, and we got just notification just going through the crowd that basically that there was a shooting at Stata, and the rumor was that that one of the police officers, I guess MIT police officer, was shot, and that the guy that shot him was on loose. So they kind of broke up the function there and just told everybody either come to the T but go the long route or take cabs, and that's pretty much what we did. And at one point on Memorial Drive, there are a lot of cars with clothes and things in them, I think because people are getting ready to travel. Yeah.
Are you an MIT student?
Alum. I'm an MIT alum. So I was here earlier tonight for a seminar. John Hill from LinkedIn came in to talk about social networks. And afterwards there was a function sponsored by Sloan. It's a culture night. And so everyone from the seminar, or a group of us from the seminar, went over to the culture night. That's held in Walker Memorial.
What's your name?
Mike Thompson.
How do you spell it? T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N?
Yep.
And how old are you? There was a flurry of sirens heading away from MIT, so I knew something was going on someplace else. At that point, I only vaguely heard that there was a gun battle and grenades being thrown in Watertown. I walked home along Memorial Drive, seeing dozens of police cruisers and SWAT vehicles heading with their lights on toward Watertown, on both Memorial Drive and on Storrow Drive. I just tried to go out on the street, on Pleasant Street in Cambridgeport, where I live, and made it less than a block before a Cambridge police cruiser came up on me and asked what I was doing. It is 1:23 p.m. Walking down Pleasant Street toward River Street. There have still been people driving on the streets, civilian cars. They don't appear to be law enforcement officers, but I don't know. I've seen people walking on this street all day today, but not nearly the amount of traffic there normally is. Just deserted. Good, how you doing?
Good.
And I was just stopped by this police officer who told me that people might be freaked out by my camera and me walking around. So I'm probably going to head back in. This sergeant who I spoke with was very nice and just said he didn't have a problem with what I was doing, but people would soon be making calls on me. So I said, probably not the best idea to be running around the city right now with a camera. And he nodded and we shook hands and I went home. There's several things that I'm grateful to have in this situation: cigarettes, coffee, and internet service. Like most people, I've been following this through Facebook, Twitter, police scanners, and news websites and news TV feeds. Officials announced that there will be a controlled explosion sometime this afternoon on Norfolk Street, which is not only quite close to me, but it's where several friends of mine live. Helicopters are constantly droning overhead, and occasionally you hear bursts of sirens. But for the most part, there's just this eerie silence that pervades the streets of Cambridge.